Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be talking about day zero, what to do in this game, and how to do it. At least that's the goal. This is a little bit complex. I might break this into two pieces with some overlapping content between them, but at least it's my intention to try and help you guys basically day zero. And yeah, I'm not in a hoopty. I'm in my normal ship, just going to show this stuff. But yeah, I didn't want to be in my hoopty. Could have went on my farm account on this. But yeah, do as I say, not as I do type situations. So your day zero, we're going to have to use our imagination just a wee bit because in day zero, you're going to see in your top left-hand side tutorials, that is really where you want to start. I hate tutorials, but yeah, just do it. So that's like the number one thing. The number two thing, you've got basically kind of like two or three different options. If you're a farmer, I got nothing for you. If you don't mind like killing monsters and team play, maybe PvP later. This is kind of more for you. Farming, I'm going to have to learn how to do it and then I'll do a tutorial on it later. But this is what I got for you now. So top left-hand corner, encounters. So there's a couple of different, oh, hey, here's a tutorial. So here we can actually see that I completed them. At least I think we did. Yeah. I guess I didn't. Whatever. Just ignore that. You never saw that. So the stories, I'll explain this in a second, and the encounters, the news, are combined. So what happens is if you're trying to complete these story missions like Bad Hair Day or For Patriotism, A Soldier's Way, Mega Corporation, you'll see that when you complete this, you're going to get this chest at the bottom. And it's actually a pretty juicy chest in some of these cases. The volume size will tell you, which ones are better than others. 300 meters is going to be better than something that's only 30 meters. Just keep that in mind. But each one of the storyline things has a little dot to it, and they don't always show up. So you'll come over here and you'll be like, I want to do that one. Well, you got to wait or click refresh because it's not always available. So just kind of keep that in mind, be patient. But we're talking about day zero. Now there's two ways to basically do story missions. One, wait for your ship to get really big and powerful, do it solo and not give two ducks about anybody else helping you. Or two, get some friends to help you. Two is a little bit more difficult. One is going to take definitely more time. What do you do in the middle? Well, you pick little dinky missions. Or you say, hey, anybody doing a big mission? Can I follow along? And you set a 100-kilometer orbit, and you hope to survive. You probably will, unless it's really out of your class. But anyway, so top left-hand corner, you've got some different filters that you can do. Combat, transport, investigation, and mining. So let's remove the transport and the mining. And so your day zero, you probably don't want low sec either. And just to save time and efficiency, you want to sort it by distance. There we go. So now we have little dinky missions that aren't too far away and we can do. So let's just accept one that I don't want to. Click over here, begin, confirm, one jump away, and off we go. Right? So these are things that you have to do like day zero, and you're going to be doing this basically all day long. Now, this isn't the most profitable way to get started. The most profitable way to get started is to get friends or other things like this. But for simplicity, day zero, first hour, you don't know anybody. You haven't seen this video yet. This is what you probably should be doing. So if you are watching this video, congratulations, in your day zero, you've just saved yourself a whole bunch of time and headache. But if not, whatever. Come on. So like 90% of the game is going to be you waiting between like jumps. And thank God I've turned off the voice. Otherwise it's like warp drive activated now. It's, so yeah. Okay. Half a jump done. Almost there. Are we there yet? I swear that was like one jump. So now we're on the second part of one jump, which is middle jump. Okay. Now here's an important tip. Warp to Cosmic Anomaly. Where does book? No. Cancel. Stop. Don't do that. Okay, we have to get into something a little bit complicated right from the gate. You click on your ship. You click set orbit, but actually, let's not say click. Press and hold. Drag it out to 100 kilometers. That's the default. In your settings, battle settings, you want default orbit range. You do not want set optimal range. Why? Because if you put on a weapon that has an optimal range of like 3 kilometers, and it's very common to have something that has a very low thing, like a newt, or shucks, having a brain fart. The thing that sucks energy from others. You can leave a comment below about what it is because I'm forgetting. I don't know. I'm trying to trick you guys to leave comments, but whatever. I am actually legitimately forgetting. So if you set that optimal range, it's going to dump you directly into the middle of the junk. And you probably don't want that. Day 0, you want to start out as far away as possible from the mix. So I'm doing an encounter, so it's going to be under Cosmic Anomaly. And the thing that I'm doing is named Encounters Religious Trial. Okay, so we click on Religious Trial one time, and then you hold down Warp. And then you set it like this. And then you go. So in the event that the game is buggy, which it has been on multiple occasions, you are not basically jumping in at the optimal range, aka 0 kilometers. The reason that I suggest you do this is because sometimes some ships are faster than others in terms of the enemies approaching you. And in those cases, you just want to basically kite them out one by one. So you go out 100 kilometers, you let them come to you, which is mostly the slower or the faster small ones, you kill them, and then you can go to the other ones gradually. So this is going to help you basically step by step go through an encounter instead of just drop you in the middle of just like wish you luck. It's really janky. So okay, now we've got some bad guys. Let's activate our afterburner because you probably have an afterburner or a micro warp drive, probably an afterburner. We target the enemies. They're very far away. So what we're going to do now is click on an enemy, click orbit in this case, and we're going to set it to, my optimal range is I think 23 kilometers. 23, 24, I forget. And you can look at that by clicking on your weapon, like long pressing it and saying, and it says missile range is 24.67. Ignore that 6.7 part, it gets rounded down, so mine is actually 24. Just saying. Let's talk about some of the controls at the bottom. What do they mean? So this blue thing at the bottom, that's how fast I'm going. If it's like all white, it means I'm not up to full speed. If it's blue at the right-hand side, it means you're up to full speed. The thing on the right-hand side is some of your attributes and your capacitor. I'll cover that more in a later tutorial. It's a little bit nerd porn and advanced. For now, just to say, if it drops below 25%, you're screwed. Don't let it drop that low. If you get down to like 30 or 40%, you may want to back out, warp, get to safety. So if you see that going too low, get out of there. The left-hand side stuff is the little visual indicators for your shield, your armor, and your structure. If you see that those getting too low, get the duck out of there because it's probably not safe. Okay, focus fire, come on. So, I didn't want to do this in a hoopty because I'm going to be talking and distracted. I think this went to my default orbit. I want to be at 23 kilometers. There we go. Yeah. And you can also stop and approach and various different things. So whatever. You'll figure it out. But yeah, anyway, when you see that left red bar going down, that's the outer one is your shields. The second one is your armor. And then the third one is your structure. If you get down to your third one, you probably want to get the duck out of there. I would say probably at like 10 to 15% of your armor left, get the duck out of there. I'll go over in another tutorial about how to basically set up shield repair, armor repair. Structure repair does technically exist in the game, but it's no, just essentially forget about it for now. And I like being very conservative about my distance. So I normally manually set this. I could set my default orbit to 23, and then it's just a matter of clicking on it, which is a little bit more user-friendly, but I don't actually trust it. And I also don't want that to be my default of when I'm entering systems. So yeah, whatever. And you'll see that laser beams are my kryptonite. I don't like laser beams. Laser beams really piss me off, but whatever. We're gonna go over some of these things, more advanced things in a different tutorial, but this is just to kind of help you guys for now, just to get you started, because basically you're day 0, you don't know what's going on. You watch some of my other videos, and yeah, so I'm just trying to help you guys out. Usually there's multiple waves of these, so if you get too close to the spawning point, when the next round spawns, they're gonna like basically jump out on top of your head. See? Because they didn't go too far in advance, they spawn far enough away, and we can continue this strategy of kiting them out. I think this is probably going to be the last round of them. The other thing to keep in mind is there is really, really itty bitty tiny numbers on the right hand side. It says Heretic Inquisitor level 5. Oh, and this guy even has a debuff. So let's see what his debuff is. Energy being absorbed. And it tells you who. And you can even focus on him to get rid of him first. So there's a couple of these guys, a couple of these debuffs, they can be deadly. He's far away. Let's just take this guy out just because he's closer. They can be deadly. So a warp disruptor will prevent you from going away. You usually won't see those until you get to an elite mission point. So you don't necessarily have to worry about them too early on, but they are going to be absolutely deadly. Be careful about them. So pay attention to the debuffs, because some of them will web you, which is like making you half as slow, and they can stack, so it can end up making you down to a snail speed, taking your capacitor away. There's lots of different things that they can do to debuff you and basically leave you hanging in just there, almost dead. So be careful, pay attention to those. Other things. So this is supposed to be like what are you doing day 1, but it's also covering, I guess, a little bit of like how to do day 1. Okay, do an encounter. Okay, I'm there. What next? Okay, do I watch another video? No. So I'm kind of combining them for sake of simplicity, and I just kind of like, I don't know, whatever, my fault. So orbit, focus, shooting, blah, blah, blah. There you go. So hopefully this helps you. Encounters, doing things solo on your own, going about it a little bit more slow. If you're in a frigate and you're going to be like fast and zooming around, your gameplay is going to be a little bit different than mine because like I'm just kind of like going in there right now, but I'm not in a day 1 hoopty. Just kind of keep these things in mind. And if you see a little 5 there and your ship is level 3, you might want to be careful. Take it slow. Nobody's forcing you to go at a fast pace in this game. There's really no pressure. Go at your speed, just have fun, and not worry about it. I think that's one of the other things that I'd like to encourage people just getting into this. Don't worry about trying to, be like a superstar player. Play your game and just kind of have fun. And if it takes you, a month or 2 months to get where you wanted to be, that's fine. It's going at your speed. So I think this is my advice for now. So yeah, anyway, I love you guys. Hopefully this helped you, and bye-bye for now.